I need Beverly Kingsley up here. Beverly, if you're willing to come up, you've been selected. Give her a hand. A real hand, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Beverly, how are you?
I'm here.
I'm here. That's a powerful statement.
No, I'm great.
I'm great. Now, by the way, why did you say that I'm here? Why did you say that?
I'm fairly well terrified.
Very well terrified. Okay. So, as long as she's terrified, is she going to be able to defeat the enemy? If you're terrified, you're going to have a hard time with the enemy.
Okay.
So you've been doing terrified. Tell me how you do terrified. What do you do with your body to get terrified?
I withdraw.
You withdraw.
I get quiet.
Okay. And what else do you do to get terrified?
Eat.
Eat. Or you eat to get terrified, or you eat when you're terrified?
Both.
Oh, okay. So sometimes you like being terrified.
Yeah. I guess so.
Yes. So the truth is, you don't want to be you don't want to stop being terrified because you kind of love the juice of being terrified.
I like the variety.
As opposed to being bored.
Right.
So your life is boring, so you use terrified to get some excitement.
Right.
According to human needs psychology, there are 3 pillars of permanent weight loss. These 3 pillars are the secret that enables some people to experience dramatic, permanent, natural weight loss, while other people go for years losing and regaining the same 20 pounds. The first pillar consists of your focus. What are you focusing on from day to day? Is it something that is compelling, specific, and within your control? Or do you focus on unreliable things that are outside of your control? Are you crystal clear about what you want to experience every day? Or are you fixated on fears and uncertainties? Tony is learning about Beverly's habits of focus. The second pillar consists of your tools and strategies. If you want to be successful at something, you need to clearly know which strategies work and which ones don't work. Tony needs to understand Beverly's day-to-day emotional focus, and Beverly admits that she spends much time feeling terrified. And the reason she is terrified is that feeling terrified meets some of what we call the 6 human needs. These 6 human needs are the most important forces in your life, controlling your decisions, your emotions, and your destiny. So Tony and Beverly are going to understand how her habit of being terrified meets her needs. The first need is for certainty, to be comfortable and avoid pain. Certainty is a powerful survival instinct in all people and animals. The second need is for variety, to have stimulus and change and surprise in your life. We need to feel a variety of emotions every day. The third need is for significance, to feel special and worthy of attention. The fourth need is for love and connection. The fifth need is for growth. And the sixth need is for contribution beyond yourself. Although all of us have the same needs, we can meet them in ways that are positive or negative. You can meet your need for significance by being courageous and creating the life of your dreams. Or you can feel significant by having a big problem that you are not able to solve. Here's another example. You can meet your need for certainty by deciding to believe in yourself. Or you can try to feel certain by deciding never to leave your house again. You can feel connection through giving love to others, or you can feel connection by feeling self-pity. Whatever behaviors you are noticing in yourself, whatever emotional patterns you are struggling with, you must ask yourself, which of the 6 human needs am I meeting through this behavior? When you understand that, you'll understand the deeper reasons for your behavior. Now take a moment to ask yourself, out of these 6 needs, certainty, variety, significance, love and connection, growth and contribution, which do you focus on most? What do you do to meet that need? That top need, whatever it is the single biggest factor that controls your life. What do you do to meet that need? What emotions do you engage in? What actions do you do? We will return to these questions at the end of the film. Now let's go back to Tony and Beverly.
So terrified gives you significance, terrified gives you variety, and you're certain you can get terrified.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And besides that, dealing with something terrified might make you grow.
Right.
And by the way, when you share your terrifiedness with others, it probably connects you to them.
Right.
So the only need you're not getting from this is?
Being loved.
Yeah. By the way, did you see what just happened? And if you compare the list, but don't you get some love by being terrified?
No.
What do you get?
Loneliness.
Loneliness. So you may ask yourself, why would somebody want to change when all their needs are being met? Because not all their needs are being met. Why do they keep doing it? Because 5 or 6 needs are met by this. And even connection and love is met to some extent in the short term, but it's only a little bit with herself, and there's an isolation and a loneliness that comes with it. So it's a double-edged sword. So she'd want to change, but why hasn't she changed up until now? Why haven't you changed up until now?
It's safe and it's certain.
You must have some great people who really do love you.
I do.
Do they love you because you're perfect?
No. Because I'm not perfect. Or I wasn't.
Yeah.
In less than an hour, Beverly has gone from not feeling worthy to now appreciating herself at a level that is truly rare. How did this happen? What really changed for Beverly to change so dramatically and profoundly? She simply broke through her restrictions, the restrictions that had been holding her in a pattern of low self-esteem, overeating, and fear of people. When Tony pushed Beverly out of her comfort zone, then they were able to understand who Beverly truly is at her core. She is joy. And unlike the Beverly who first stood up, terrified, conforming to what she thought Tony wanted to hear, and feeling unworthy in herself, Joy is a joyful, spontaneous comedian. With this new ease with herself and new levels of happiness and joy, she will be able to accomplish anything she focuses on.
We're creating a monster up here, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
So you weren't before, now you are, so it'll be easier to be around you. But
Yeah.
So why do they love you?
Because I love them.
Ah, there's some truth in that in anyone. Because love is an irresistible force when it's sincere. Love will get through even the deepest shield if the love is consistent and constant like you give. Were you loving them to be a good girl, or were you loving them because joy comes from love?
I was loving them because joy comes from love.
Yeah. So, what if he came and said your name was Lovejoy? No, I'm just kidding.
That's pushing it.
She said, I can't believe I just said that. I'm pushing it. Who's doing the talking up here?
Joy must be, because I've never said this in my life.
You've never said this.
I've never talked like this to somebody in authority. But we've leveled the playing field a little bit since I've been up here.
I like the way she did that. We leveled the playing.
Okay.
Shortly after this conversation, Joy started her weight loss plan and has lost over 200 pounds. She accomplished this without surgery or other medical interventions. Recently, Joy sat down with Tony to tell him about her changes.
So I walk in, and the first thing I see, I'm looking at the 2 chairs, and I go, I know it's not her. The woman sitting across from you. I would not have recognized you in a million years. I would have passed you on the street and not known it was you. I mean,
I have people do that all the time. In fact, I'll go to a meeting and somebody will say, who is that? And then somebody will say, well, that's Bev Kingsley. And they'll go, no, it's not. And then you have to give them an opportunity to stare at you, because that's the next thing they want to do. So.
Wow. Well, tell me, I mean, it's what, 200 pounds now?
Actually 230 pounds.
230 pounds. And how many dress sizes is that, out of curiosity? As a boy, I don't know these things.
I was on my way up to from a 28 to a 30, and now I'm an 8.
I see this pattern even more so in women, and the pattern comes from a place of really trying to sequester yourself, if you will, really trying to numb yourself and isolate yourself. Would that be a fair way of describing how you were then?
Sure.
And tell me, what was that like then, and how's that changed?
You know, I think that numbing is safe. Numbing means you don't have to deal with anything. Numbing means that you put up walls so high that nothing's going to get through.
Yeah. Including joy.
Including joy.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Or love.
Love, nothing. Now, there is joy, and there is...
That face, that's where a picture's worth 1,000 words. That face and that giggle of yours.
It comes so easily, and love. And, you know, when something happens, you look at the best of it first rather than the worst. And, you know, if something goes to hell in a handbasket, I'm more liable to laugh at it first and say, okay, well, that didn't work well. and then say, okay, well, now I gotta fix it, you know. But it's much easier to handle.
Isn't it scary that in our lives we've made it so wrong to be able just to enjoy our lives, or to be able to have a playful response to something that used to destroy us? I mean, culturally, it's become a cultural standard.
Yeah.
But you've, in spite of that standard, you've stepped back into your real self.
Well, and why is it okay to be sad or solemn to react to something and not happy and laugh?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, why is that one okay and the other one is not?
Yeah.
That's something that I learned from you.
Yes.
I'd rather laugh.
Well, what would you say to a woman who thinks it's impossible? I mean, I've been through everything. I've tried everything. I've done every diet, and, you know, I'm overweight. Who really doesn't think there is a possible change for them? Because you were in that place at one time,
yeah.
Right? We all know in our gut that another diet's never going to last without a change in our blueprint of how life is.
Diets don't work.
Yeah. So what would you say to somebody back there who's thinking, oh my God, you know, I don't want to get my hopes up again. How's this going to be any different?
I think the first thing is saying, I do want to change. And then take baby steps. It's a change of life. It's not a diet. And it's not going to happen today. It's not going to happen tomorrow. And I'm not going to get on a scale unless I go to the doctor's office. Scales make women cry. It has to be something that you say, I want to do this for myself, not for my husband, not because my daughter told me to, not because I went to the dress store and something didn't fit. I want to do this for myself, and I'm going to do it in a sane, comfortable manner.
I love seeing the joy in you. That was the nickname for you that day. I love seeing this unbelievably beautiful body you've sculpted for yourself.
Thank you.
But what I'm most inspired by, honestly, is the own yourself.
Thank you.
I mean, that part.
Well, I
yourself as a
really
woman.
thank you, because without you, it wouldn't have happened.
Oh, well, thank you. I think you would still found a way, but I'm glad I got to be the trigger.
No, you were the trigger.
My heartfelt prayer is that your life experience will become a gift to other people.
Oh, mine too. Thank you very much.